All right, we're live. We're live. Welcome everyone to our first session, our prologue session of a new project we're doing called District X. This is not District X. Tonight it is Magnus. This is a project that will be a bit of a role-playing exercise in using the Marvel Heroic role-playing system. We're going to follow a cast of non-canon Marvel characters through our own sort of blended MCU take on some things that happen in the comics. It could be pretty fun.
I hate to be a bummer, Bob, but I don't think we're getting audio again. Oh no, wait. That's
No, we're good.
I'm looking at that's a clip. Never mind, we're good. Never mind.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Thanks, Liam. Better than restarting again. So I'll take that. So tonight we're looking at our two prologue characters. It's a bit of a twisted edge because this is actually 10 years before the game's going to start. We're gonna pass it over to Mark.
Yes, hello, I am Mark. I am a regular here at this thing that we do. In Pendragon, I play Sir something, or rather, I forget.
Edward.
It's been a while. Edward. It's been a long day. Yes. And right now I shall be playing Cole Cooper. We'll get to learn more about him during the prologue.
I love looking back on that old stuff.
All right, and then Liam.
Oh, hello, I'm Liam. I am also on the Pendragon game occasionally. I play Sir Dallin Durnford on that. And by occasionally, I mean every week. But this week, I am going to be making a new character here for this lovely project I'm very excited about. My character is going to be Kenji Akiyama, and I am very excited for doing X things and investigations. Yeah, am I on the right track?
It's somewhere along there. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, right on.
So just a little bit more about this. We're not completely done with character creation, so we're going to do that on screen so people can see it. I think that'd be pretty fun. But we do have some basic concepts, and we'll get you guys to rip through those in a second. If you can go ahead and load your character sheets ahead of time, then we can start to rip through this. As Mark mentioned, we run a Pendragon stream weekly. We're taking a break from it this week. A couple of our folks are gone. It seemed like a good time to do something related to the new game. All right, so diving into Marvel Heroic Role-Playing, or Cortex Prime, is really what we're playing here. We had both Call and Kenji, the two characters, kind of pre-made some of the steps. Maybe we'll go through Call first.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, All right, folks, give me a second. I'm gonna go and fix the audio here. Yeah.
Oh, it was back for a second.
Yeah, I gotta add it to every individual scene here. There's a quick way to do this, though. That will probably break everything. Let's try it.
No.
All right, let's see if that worked. We're in scene 2 with the switchover. Someone in chat wants to give us a thumbs up that it's working. That would help.
We're working. It's good.
Yeah, good, perfect. All right, Jesus. Let's get going. So taking a look at Cole. Can I add an E to the end, or do you prefer COL?
Oh, we can add an E.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll help me not continue to call him the wrong name. So.
Fair.
Okay. So looking at Cole, do you want to walk us through his values? These are his drives in Cortex Prime. There are different kinds of drives. There can be relationships, affiliations, or values. This is the value system. So they had to assign 1d10, 2d8, 2d6, and 1d4 to these. Do you want to maybe walk us through his values?
Sure. I filled them out to the best of my ability, my understanding. So let's hope these good. For duty, I have it as an 8. and his specific thing for it is the chain of command exists for a reason. Follow it. Without order, we are nothing but animals.
Uh-oh. I don't know if you and I are going to get
gonna be
along
fun.
super well.
Oh, it's gonna be find out either way. His glory is a 4, and I have you don't do the job for the recognition, but it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
For justice, I have him at a 10, and I have true justice is taking down the guilty to protect the innocent from further harm.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And love.
For love, I have it as a 6. I have love is a light of hope in a world of hate, and often a luxury that isn't afforded by most.
All right. And power.
For power, I have it as a 6, and I have unregulated power is often kind of a good view.
It's
for
corrupt. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. And for truth, I have it as an 8, and it's the truth will set you free, even if it's painful to face it.
All right. So those are his drivers. So every time he picks up dice, he'll be choosing one of the most appropriate one of those. Sometimes I will help direct in the right place for those, if necessary. Distinctions. So these are the 3 kind of key distinctions of the character. Do you want to go ahead and just walk us through what your distinctions are real quick?
Sure. All right. They are in order. Persistent in the face of adversity, kind of pushing through that wall that gets in your way. One hell of a detective, because he's a detective by trade. And the last one is cool under pressure. He's used to kind of stressful situations and having to try and think clearly in times where that's not always an option.
All right. And just in case you want to modify these in any way, there's a benefit for distinctions are a double tool for players. Most of the time, you're gonna answer a question every time you pick up a distinction dice. You're gonna answer a question: is this helpful or harmful to me in this situation?
Okay.
So let's say Captain America needs to show some kind of Steve Rogers needs to show some kind of badge right after he gets unfrozen. Man out of time might be used as a distinction, negative one. He would roll a D4 rather than the typical D8, and that would give you a plot point to utilize yourself. So I think I can see a persistent in the face of adversity. I can see a stubborn angle to that one, where he might be persistent at the wrong time. One hell of a detective. Maybe you're digging too deep to something you don't want to know.
You're in too deep, Jake.
Yeah.
Going to town.
And cool under pressure. Maybe when you're trying to be empathetic or something, you could.
Yeah, being coming off with cold.
Yeah. You can always reword the language as you see fit. Just bring it up to me.
Cool.
All right, so that's Cole, and then your idea for Cole. So Cole is a mutant. We haven't fleshed that part out yet. I told you there's a bit of a twist, and that is Cole is an operative of X Factor. How should we work this? Secret police for Magnus.
Oh, I understand now. Oh boy.
Yep.
So these are the reason there's a twist on this is these aren't our real characters. At least not exactly. What's going on is different. This will make more sense as we get further along. It might still be confusing to people. People that are familiar with the comics might catch on earlier. Don't spoil. Let it play out for the people that have no idea. All right. So maybe we'll talk real quick about Cole for specialties and powers. What did you have for ideas for Cole's powers?
Well, the idea I had is I want it to be something that is kind of useful but comes at a big cost. Like something like a power that like hurts him in a way. Like the idea I had was like him having the ability to basically touch something or someone and send off like an electric pulse similar to that of a taser. However, by doing so, he also feels the backlash of it, like it harms like his nervous system or his hand. That's the kind of idea I had.
Okay. Did you want it purely to be like a touch electricity then, or is it go beyond that? Like, can he shoot out bolts? Like, is he electro level or like?
No, I think it's still only like physical contact. I imagine it's not like it's not something he can aim. It's just something his body can like generate.
Okay.
You can kind of shoot it out through touch.
Zap zap, if you will.
Yeah.
What do we want to? Okay, so we're gonna call the power set just something for now. Power set 1, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Zap.
What does
I was thinking of just calling it taser.
taser?
Yeah.
Your name is Taser Face.
Taser face.
I like electric touch.
Fair enough.
It'll make it easier to remember. So it is limited by touch. Do you see it being like a high voltage? Like, would it kill someone if you didn't bring it down a bit?
I imagine
Could he
it's
kill someone if he wanted
probably... That's a good question. I think it's possible, but that itself would probably come at like a very high price. Like, I imagine like it would damage his hand enough that he wouldn't be able to use it for like a month or something, or maybe a few weeks.
Okay. So we're gonna do
Like, would you say...
We're gonna do D10 for that one.
Okay, cool.
And then, is there anything? Does he have like superhuman strength, endurance, anything? Any of those mutant? Like a lot of mutants rock like some level.
General... No, I think because again, the idea I had for Cole is that he's pretty low level power. At least most would see him that way.
Right.
He's kind of got the one thing that can be very useful in certain circumstances, but are also very costly if used incorrectly or used too much.
Okay. So, like, for example, let's pull Cyclops up. So Cyclops is basically just like Force Blast is how he's done in this system, with a bunch of special effects off of it. And then a whole bunch of specialties. Like, we know he's good at vehicles. We know he can do the tech thing to some degree. He has some knowledge of the cosmic world. There's a covert element to him. There's a combat element to him. So, but Cyclops is one of the lower, sort of more street level characters. I think that applies, and that's interesting for the character. So if you want, we can maybe leave Cole at that single power. If that does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And then I think I'd like to do for Cole. So right now, I'm showing it on the screen here. I've created a power set. The power itself is called Electric Touch. The power set, let's call it Taser. I'll give you a T. Is it SER, ZER? What is it?
Oh God.
SER?
Taser.
Okay.
I think it's
a
SER.
Z. Z?
Oh, is it Z?
I'm pretty sure it's a Z.
I think it depends. I think over here, I think it's S. I think in America it's Z.
Ah, you guys say Z over there, don't you too?
We say it up in Canada as well.
Ugh. Everybody's wrong except for me.
You're outnumbered.
All right, so we're going to add a special effect for this to cover this off. The special effect, we're going to call it... I got to find the equivalent of it. It's really easy to hack in other ones. I just got to find someone that has like an overcharge ability. Like, I know Human Torch does, but I don't have that book open right now.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Hellstrom probably does.
Taser.
Taser.
Sometimes you get tased, and sometimes the tase gets you. What a world.
I will go with the basic game. I think Spider-Man might have one of the special effects I want to employ. What I'm thinking is something that makes it easier for you to disable people rather than. So there's multiple
yeah.
ways you can be knocked out. You can take normal stress or you can be complicated out. Spider-Man has the ability to web someone out, right? Does it all the time.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that first. Let me see if I can find it. Web constructs. When creating web-related assets, add a d6 and step up the effect die by +1. I think we'll get rid of the asset thing and we'll just say there's something easy to say here. One sec. Don't tase me, bro. What should we do? Tased out? KO'd?
Tased out. KO. Well, like, stunned? No, I guess-
Yeah. What do they call it? You know when you knock someone out? Dummied. We'll call it dummied. You know when you knock someone out, like they just go stiff. And, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just reminded of the video of the guy who gets a taser shot into him and he just doesn't fucking react and he just turns to the dude who gets tasered and goes, "I'll get to you next."
Oh, shit.
It's fucking wild.
Taser.
So when utilizing electric touch for the purpose of disabling your opponent, add a d6 and step up the effect die by +1. So it gives you the ability to try to KO them that way if you're not intending to do that's not you overloading the system. And then we'll give you a second special effect. So the second special effect I gotta still dig for. This would be one that would show like your ability to effectively like overcharge. It's like and there's a lot of characters with that ability. It's reskinned, but it's kind of the same thing. So
yeah, I get that.
Or not to zap? That is the question.
Right. I think Human Torch has it. I'm pretty sure. Let's find out.
Is it called like Immolate or something?
Nova Flame.
Nova Flame.
Yeah.
Johnny, you're burning as hot as the sun right now. Also, I just have a chamber in my room that lets me have something that burns as hot as the sun.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep.
So I figured this actually starts to burn your skin, which is great. Oh, you know who else would probably have it? Chamber. I bet you Chamber has it.
Emperor Palpatine. Oh.
Right. Oh, Chamber's not in here. What the hell? How does? Oh well, it's okay. I went to the X-Men book. There's a character that literally in Marvel Comics, he's a mutant that has actually burned off his jaw. His jaw's gone.
Oh.
He was in the same class as Jubilee in them, I think.
What a bummer. Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out powers are dangerous.
Funny that.
Somebody should do something about those mutants, man. I don't know if they're safe. Uh-oh.
Step up or double taser powers. Your taser powers for the scene. Or spend 1 plot point to do both. Take the second highest rolling die of each subsequent action or reaction as physical stress. So whenever you use overcharge, Mark, it's literally actively burning you.
Yeah.
It's
basically overloading his system.
But you wanted a limit where he maybe takes physical stress anyway, so right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's easy. Do the first limit. SFX, what are we going to call that one? Overloaded. Fully charged, we'll call it. And then your limit will be What do you want to call the limit where you burn?
Burnout.
Paradise.
Never coal. That's physical stress. Alright, so whenever you use it, you take the second highest rolled die you have, and that becomes your physical stress as well. This doubles with fully charged. So
Yeah.
so with steps up by 1. So basically the dice steps up by 1 fully charged. If your second highest rolled dice is let's say it's a D10, then you would take D12 physical stress and it would actually knock you out. So
Yep.
stress you out.
Damn.
All right, so when I finish the edit button here, you're gonna see it all fancy. It'll say electric touch, SFX dummied, SFX fully charged, and burnout.
Yep.
There should be a second limit probably. We basically need a shut it down.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much. Shut it off.
Can't handle the power.
What about like grounded? Go with like the electrical theme.
Right? I was just thinking like Electro's in this book, so I could probably.
He's probably got something in there. Yeah.
Cover the man in rubber.
Rubber it out.
Rub it out. Oh no.
Do you have your wooden gun? Your rubber gun?
Rubber gun. My powers are gone.
Electro. There we go. His limit is grounded. Hey, there you go, Mark.
Yay! Guess the pun.
I gotta reword it a little bit because he's working off the Doom pool because he's a baddie. So give me a sec here. We're really close though. You're just about done.
Woo. Nice.
So limit burnout, and then we're gonna go limit grounded. Step up or add D6 step up, or spend a plot point.
Yeah.
Spend a plot point.
Imagine Cole has to wear rubber-soled shoes.
You can't go into any room with a carpet.
No, his power just doesn't work.
No, it's uncontrollable.
Oh, it overcharges him?
It
That's right, yeah.
overcharges
Oh no, carpeting.
I've made a horrible mistake. Ah!
I just imagine his apartment has no carpeting. Like all the carpeting's been ripped up.
To shut down. Let's see. I gotta look for language with shut down in it so I can see what the typical way.
If I remember right, I think I used shutdown for all the guns in my Mass Effect Cortex Prime. I think you optionally need to use an action to reinstate it, and you get a PowerPoint for that. You just lose access to it until it's turned back online.
Yeah, that's how the exhausted one works.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shutdown is something different. I think shutdown is you lose it, like you actually lose access to it for a while. I don't remember.
No, you're basically.
I shouldn't be offering advice.
You're on the right path. I've got the book here. I think this one will work fine. So it is limit. Call it grounded. shut down any taser power to gain 1 plot point. Activate an opportunity or participate in a transition scene to recover that power. So if it gets shut down, it's gone for a while, or you're activating some kind of opportunity occurs that allows you to change things. All right, and so all we have left
With a battery.
specialties. So let's rip through your specialties here. So just doing the math here, a D8 for special effects, 2D8 for that. So you've got lots of room for specialties. I'm not going to maximize, like I'm not going to make it everyone have to have the exact number of dice. It's not really how it worked in the main game. So I'm comfortable with different power levels and stuff. It's very playable. It's the type of game you could put like the Hulk and Daredevil in the same scene and they'd have something to do. Like Daredevil couldn't do the things a Hulk could do, but he'll find a way to be effective and entertaining.
Yeah.
So crime, that seems like one to start with.
I think crime's important. Yeah.
Okay.
Crime.
Do you want to be a crime novice, a crime expert, or a crime master? Keeping in mind that accounts for like the opposite side of crime too. So law enforcement.
Yeah. So I think expert would fit.
Okay. What else is he good at? What's he doing?
I think what's menace out of curiosity?
Menace is like, so for example, Wolverine has a menace of D10. It is how intimidating you are in general.
Okay.
Batman would have a high menace as well.
Yeah,
So would Rorschach.
Very scary. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would think combat would be one, because that's going to be a thing that he does.
Master expert.
Expert.
Okay.
I don't think it'd be a master. Let's see, what else? I feel like tech would be important, but probably at a novice level.
Okay. Then you get to choose at least one more novice something. What about psychology too?
I think psychology novice would be good, because I think that'd be useful for his kind of, his job.
What about medical?
Yeah, I think medical would be good. Good to have some medical things.
Expert or novice?
Novice.
Okay.
Doesn't need to be very good at it.
Maybe took science class in school, so a novice science expert or science novice.
I think that works. Yeah.
What about vehicle?
I think vehicle would be useful actually.
Expert in that?
Yeah, why not? Gotta be a good driver.
Probably no to cosmic, right? There's nothing in there.
No.
We never did answer the menace question. Is there a menacing aspect to this character?
Oh, probably not. I don't think that's his style.
Okay.
No.
He's got the power cosmic.
What about covert? Undercover expertise? Anything to do with skullduggery, clandestine stuff?
Yeah. I think novice would work for that. It's not his main deal, but he can get by.
And then maybe we'll pair that with like a novice business, something like that.
I don't know if business would be as... Is that like specifically just dealing with businesses and stuff?
I plan to be very good at business, so
money, that kind of thing. Yeah, how will you handle?
Yeah, I don't think that's Cole's side. If anything, I'd say probably acrobatics novice would be the thing I'd probably go for.
Okay. So nothing on menace. So what you're leaving is anything not on here would be a D4 if you had to roll it.
I think that fits for him, actually. I think I'm good with the rest.
Go ahead and throw them in as a D4 in case I call for something. Make it a little easier to recognize.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just
I'm
count.
liking that.
So 2, 3, 4. -1 because you took a second limit. So 3.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're 1 point under. You're 1 point under the ideal state. What about
Okay.
Psych Expert? Do you think, like, from a
I
criminology
think Psych
perspective?
Expert. I think so. Yeah. Definitely from the criminology perspective.
And maybe even -6, like he can turn it on when he needs to for good cop, bad
Yeah.
cop. And then that
I
evens
think
you
that
out.
works. Yeah.
Okay, that brings you
Alright,
to 10. So you're at least at the minimum with Cole.
I think
Alright.
I'm good for the minimum because, again, he's not meant to be the highly powerful or highly competent. He's good at what he does, and that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Camera's a little, like, it's supposed to be blurry, but not make me blurry.
Yeah.
It's a good background. Okay, that is Cole Cooper. You are done.
He's done.
Yay.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Liam.
That's me. I'm
Kenji Akiyama.
Kenji.
Go, Kenji. I
Go,
want to hear what this
Kenji.
is about.
Go,
I wanna
Kenji.
hear
Go.
about Kenji.
All right. So,
Let's start with Kenji's values right now.
Kenji, first off, lowest value is duty with 4. Duty is a confine often dictated by a guy who wants to trick someone more foolish than him to do his work for him. A lot in that one, but the general vibe is there.
It's okay, that works.
Yep. Next up is Glory at number 6. You can't do good work without having a name. Next up is Love at number 6. There is something lost. There's something. Oh, I think I've goofed the typing on this one. When there is something lost, people need trust and companionship, or their fortune or misfortune warps them.
Gotcha.
Number 8. Number 8. Truth. The largest obstacle for any person is dishonesty, especially to themselves. In number 8.2, power. I have a complicated relationship with wealth. We need each other. And then lastly, justice is at number 10. Justice needs agents to assist her, otherwise she drowns.
You know what? So you're right about you guys not clicking at all, with your justice being your main, reason for existing, both of you.
Yeah.
That's probably your commonplace. And I'll get to how you guys know each other in a bit, because that'll be important. Why don't you go over distinctions for us? Big 3. Yeah.
Now, I did change one from the last time you looked at my sheet, and I will run it by you, and I am happy to change it back. But
all good. Yeah.
First up, Ever the Outsider. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. Yes.
Yep. On the outside looking in.
Always. He's always on the outside looking in. Next one is Money with No Meaning. This is something that, he's got a very, very complicated relationship with money, and oftentimes it loses its meaning to him in a lot of different ways. So I think that could be easily a hindrance or a help to him. And then the other one I did was I had Cool as Ice, but I have changed it to Effortlessly Cool because I think that's a little bit easier way to distinguish my coolness from Mark's.
Fair enough. All right. I'm gonna make one edit for you, and that's
by all means.
We're gonna keep it so you have everything, or you have Ever the Outsider, right? Totally get what you're trying to do there. Totally accepted. But for tonight, you're gonna be pretty good to be in.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
And that'll make itself more evident as we go.
Yeah, I'm into that.
All right. So let's dive into Kenji's powers. What did you have in mind? It sounded like you had some ideas. Can you narrow it down
Yes.
at all?
Yes. So I had a couple of ideas that I was kind of going back and forth between three of them. I eventually settled on my top choice was going to be psychometry, which is the ability to like read objects for their histories and stuff like that. Like if you were to say, use psychometry on a book that somebody has touched recently, you might find out what they were looking for in the book or something like that. So
Mhm.
just kind of like touch what would it be? It's a little bit of
Third dot of aspects there.
yeah, a
Uh,
little
for
little bit
vampire
that vibe.
fans, what's that called?
Mhm.
Spirit's touch kind of
Spirit's
concept.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
it's
a little Kel Kestis.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Forget what it's called, but it's precognition, but it's like not precognition,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other things that I had was some light shapeshifting, just like Mystique style, changing my form. And then the other one was teleportation, kind of like Nightcrawler. But I don't necessarily want all three of them. I would like one or two of them at the most.
Okay. So Mystique's is like a pretty powerful. I believe it is called shapeshifting in this version. It's pretty straightforward. You can copy that. I like psychometry for your character. I think I would base your character around that and then add in
I
what
agree.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that one's my top choice for me personally. I think the other ones are set dressing if they could work, but I think that one fits for Kenji's whole vibe.
And what were the other two? Remind me what they were.
It was short range teleportation like Nightcrawler, and the other one was the Mystique shapeshifting.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a combination. A lot of times with the Marvel power sets, the mutant power sets, they're like linked. So like you'll have one general thing that will drive 2 or 3 powers
That'll do
together.
a couple different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the power sets.
Yeah, very much. I'm trying to think what power might put psychometry together with either of those two. Or if we have even a template for a character that has similar.
I mean, you
guess
could
maybe-
have almost like a temporal power if you want teleportation, like a kind of a moving yourself forward in space.
Yeah, maybe Emma Frost, because she kind of has a little bit of shapeshifty stuff. It
But
also
she also got like psychic
telepathy
powers as well.
things. Yeah,
It's a vague psychic power.
vague psychic power.
Yeah, I think for Emma though, I think she got them from 2 different sources, if I remember correctly. Like her diamond skin comes from one in her let me just
Maybe, I don't know, man.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Mhm.
Does she have 2 mutations, or was that like was one of them something she got granted? I don't remember.
She's a mutant. I know in one of the X-Men movies that it's like a Weapon X thing, but I don't fucking know.
Okay, so
I don't know.
I found the answer in the book. This is very helpful. Like in one paragraph, it explains it. So there's something in Marvel called secondary mutations, or sometimes later on So why don't we start you, since this is 10 years ago, why don't you have one of them? And then you
Okay.
develop,
Oh,
yeah, you
I like
develop
that
this.
very much.
Yeah.
Let's start with psychometry. I think that's more intrinsic to the character and like, how his personality would develop. That's the important one.
And is this like a 10?
Well, what else do I have to assign it to? These are just mutant powers, or are these my all my interaction stuff?
Your specialty. So I think we should go with a 10 for your psychometry because it's very specific and you want to be good at it.
I agree.
So that being said, I think then we can dive into your specialties.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. That's a nice. Well, actually, hold on. We should add some kind of. Let me just go to one of the telepaths to see what they have for special effects
Yeah.
and limits.
yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Oh,
Well, that'd be
you'll have mutant. All of you should have mutant
Mutant.
as a limit.
right.
Remind me to go back. Actually, I'll do that for Cole right now. Every mutant will have mutant It's just how it works.
Get me more mutants of Spider-Man.
Mutant.
All right, so going back to Cole real quick, we're going to add a third limit. Said limit is called mutant.
What does mutant do? Is it just you're hated?
Nope. There are things that are so when affected by mutant, specific complications or tech are in one file. So sometimes things are specifically capable of harming mutants.
Like Terrigen.
When has that ever happened?
Yeah, never happened.
Be careful of that green gas, man. It'll get you.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got Emma. Who else we got as? I know we've got a couple of different psych characters here. Let's see.
I unfortunately only know the big ones: Jean Grey and Professor X.
Let's see. Professor X is in here.
Do.
That's something to consider. What the limits are of this power. I guess it'd be
Who's
touch. Or is that part of
who's-
special effects?
Who's the lady? She's in charge of the Hellfire Club. She's Scott Summers and Jean Grey's
Emma Frost.
evil child from the future.
Oh.
Oh,
Evil child from Evil child.
which
I
one?
don't remember, man.
They
Comics
got a
are
few
weird.
future children.
Yeah.
Comics are weird.
I was like, Rachel Summers, but wait, she wasn't evil, I don't think.
So there's a lot of Summers too, like between all
There
the different-
is
There's
also
a lot
from
of
like
them.
different timelines and
Yeah,
universes, and then they come together sometimes.
because Cable's a Summer too, isn't he?
Ah,
He
yeah.
is.
It's
He
all
is.
whack. It's
He's-
all very
he's the
whack.
son of Cyclops, actually.
He is from a different
Yeah.
timeline. I'm pretty sure it's a timeline that didn't end up
And then
happening.
he went into the future. Yeah. That's-
Yeah, he went into the future and then he went into the past, but in a different past because it wasn't like his past because that one didn't end up happening.
It's look. Don't think about it too hard. It'll hurt.
Too late. So for special effects, I don't think there's one that necessarily applies really well here. I
Is there
can't
anything about like gaining information from something? Like, does Professor X have like a read mind power or something?
read minds. That's a really good question.
I'm gonna read the
'Cause you
book's
could-
mind.
Yeah, you could just flavor that to be like read imprint.
How about the character Empath? Let's see if they have anything. Nope.
Probably have some. No.
Emma Frost. Multi-power, area attack, psychic healing. Nope. Vulnerability. Nope. Doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Tough one. I didn't think this would be tough, but it is. I know I can come up with something here. What about Richter? Oh,
Longshot, Ardreen Frost, X-Man, Blindfold, and Hindsight all have psychometry.
Longshot does?
Apparently,
Who else?
according to this Wikipedia that I'm looking at.
Who else does it?
Adrien Frost, X-Man, Blindfold, and Hindsight.
Fucking X-Man.
Fucking X-Man.
Goal.
I
The
know.
goal to call yourself the X-Man.
God damn it! None of those characters are in this book. That would have been nice.
That was a bummer.
Hellion. Let's see what he has. He has telekinetic stuff. A lot of them have telekinesis, but not the other good stuff. Hold on. You know what? I can check this.
Ooh, and I think I found the one that you were talking about before, Liam. The
Hope Summers.
No, not Hope Summers.
Oh.
I found a different thing.
Why did she have it?
Never mind.
She doesn't.
No, but I
it's-
think she was the Summers kid I was thinking about with the whole whatever I was thinking about. I don't know.
So, all right. So hindsight. Who else? I'm just gonna go through them one at a time and see if I can find a quick Marvel data file for them.
X-Man, Longshot, Ardreen Frost, Blindfold, and Hindsight. X-Man gets me every time.
It's great.
Longshot might be. I feel like he actually has a data file. Hero data file. All right, let's see what it says. Psychometry enhanced senses D8. So we can stick that back down to a D8, I think, for you.
There we go.
And then he has mood linked powers. Earn 1 plot point, add a die to the doom pool equal to the emotional stress suffered. So when you touch something and it doesn't go well for you.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
That's good.
Longshot does indeed apparently have psychometry. That's wild.
Oh. No.
I imagine that's shocking because that's not a power he takes use of very often.
No.
I don't think we need a special effect. We'll just add the mood link power. I think that's a good limit. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I like that a lot, actually. I think that's very fitting again for Kenji.
Yeah, and your other powers that might have more to it, that would make a lot of sense. Mood linked power.
Another limit. I don't totally remember how the limits work, but it might have to be touch based. Is that a thing?
No, that's just inherent to like how it works, kind of thing. So, I wonder if Longshots is touch based. That would be interesting.
Longshot's touch base. What a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be very funny. Never get to use it.
All right. Let's go ahead and look at your specialties now. So we'll set a few dice aside, knowing that you're going to have a second power eventually. But in the meantime, and we'll add mutant to your limits in a second. But why don't you look over the specialties and see if there's any that ring out to you for Kenji.
There are a couple. I especially like business. Business is something that I think he'd be very good at, and I wouldn't mind being pretty good at crime as well.
Okay. Expert or master level for those?
I think business expert level for sure.
Okay.
Expert or master higher?
Master's higher.
Master's higher. I think business master is acceptable.
He's masters in business.
He's a master of business. Very businessy.
Yeah, being a 10 would be like Tony Stark probably has a 10.
Yeah. That's kind of the level I want. I want Akiyama to be.
Perfect.
Well, how much more do I have to assign?
Quite a few, honestly.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I'll let you know
Okay,
when
good.
you start getting your
Alright.
power sets are pretty limited right now. So
I would like to be mid-tier in crime and mid-tier in psych, if that is possible.
Earn 1 PP. Okay, give me 1 sec. Just adding that limit.
No rush.
Okay, so psych novice or expert?
Which one's the mid-tier? Which one's a D8?
That's the expert.
Yeah, let's do expert in psych and crime if doable.
Okay.
And then can I be a D8 in covert as well?
Yep.
And then a D6 in combat.
Okay. And add another D6 to that, or somewhere on your sheet.
Add another D6. Let's do Let's do a D6 to science. Why not? No, acrobatic.
Okay.
I want to be good at kicks. He's gonna be good at kicks.
Kick him.
Don't kick him.
All
All
right.
right, that tracks for me. That looks really good. I like that spread.
Okay. So we'll D4 the other ones.
I have the power cosmic.
And I just realized you guys are Cyclops and whatnot, so you're gonna have a power set related to your weapons, I'm assuming. I didn't think about that.
Baton.
Power. Gun.
Don't
Yeah.
give that man a taser. He doesn't need one.
It would be nice. Let's see. So for that, it's probably just gun and gear. So I'll do that off your sheets probably. We'll just create a little
Sure.
handout with it.
No. We can reference that if we need.
Yeah.
I
To
cast
defeat
God.
you. I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship. And this gun I found.
I do remember when I was making my Mass Effect game using this system, a lot of the work was simply, deciding what the different power sets were for the different guns and how they functioned.
Mhm.
And it was so tricky to do because I wanted each gun to feel different, but also like, oh god, there's so many guns in Mass Effect. So I ended up coming up with a basic template for each type, and then I would allow, if you wanted a specific gun, you could kind of design it yourself and with DM approval, and that saved a lot of time.
Yeah, I imagine so.
And then limit will be gear, which is like the most common limit in the game.
We can lose it.
Yeah. Shut down equipment to gain a plot point, that kind of thing. So either your body armor or your gun is screwed out. Shut down equipment. To gain one plot point. Okay, so gear. There we go. All right, so you should see equipment power set now. That's one either of you can access. You can apply that when you want to do the shooty thing. Does a pistol make sense? I think probably.
I think pistol
so.
works, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Oh, one last piece. We're gonna do relationship stuff.
Ooh, yes.
You might have noted that at the bottom of the screen. So I'm thinking the two of you have a good relationship with one another. Is that
Probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
okay? So why don't
I
you?
think both of us are, even if we don't love each other that much, like both of us are good enough at this whole job thing to trust each other enough,
Trust and respect each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, as co-workers.
I think your opinions are shit, but you're good. You're all right.
I don't agree with anything you say, but you have my back, and I like that. You're not gonna shoot me in the back. That's fair.
Not today.
I don't know if these were like properly set up, but
Because the sixes.
yeah, sixes. I don't understand that unless it just allows you to add multiple sixes to somebody.
Oh yeah, because you can deselect it.
That does seem strange for this system.
Yeah, someone might have done those a little differently. You guys can just write the name of the person and then the number beside them because the sheet doesn't calculate that anyways. So Cole write Kenji, Kenji write Cole, and then your relationship type. You're just going to write a little thing you think about the character to reflect that.
Okay.
Why don't you both start with a D8? Like, you guys are partners, so.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Where are we writing that again? Oh, in the relationship type? D8 partners. But not life partners, just partners.
And
well,
then
maybe. I won't make that distinction yet. Oh, we'll see. All right.
I figured this out. It's gonna be good.
All right. Let me know when you guys are past that point, and we'll do a quick dice explanation, and then we can go from there.
I think I'm good.
All right.
You're good too, Mark?
Good. All good.
Okay. So next thing you're going to do, keep your sheet open. You're going to click at the top. We're going to test. We're going to test a standard thing, so it's not going to use either of your powers. We're just going to do a simple interrogation roll. So this is going to involve menace and whatever's driving you. We're going to say that this little test roll, just to give you guys a thought about the value that applies. This is when you brought in the Purple Man, aka if you watch Jessica Jones.
Yes.
It's when you
That's
brought
a
in
weird
the
interrogation
Purple
to do.
Man.
That's gonna be tricky.
Well, he's behind.
How would that work?
His powers do not work in areas where he's been shut down. So
Perfect.
Yep.
Fair, yeah.
Yep.
You're under arrest. No, I'm not. Okay, you're free to go.
You're right. Sorry.
It's kind of a bullshit roll, but we just want to make sure we test it out
Alright.
and it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay,
So
So,
what are you rolling?
so click the
What's your
dice pool builder,
Right.
and then you're gonna figure out what's driving you about this. Like, this is a hard case. You guys were on it for a long time. You managed to apprehend him. Probably didn't go well at first. I imagine Mark's character got on the little taser scenario at some point, and so just real quick, like a value, you're choosing the most appropriate value for this interrogation. What's driving you wanting to get to the bottom of this?
I think this guy has probably used his powers to kill some people, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Now the first question it asks is, what are you trying to achieve? We're going to write down what the role is first, yes?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Interrogation. I think for motivation for Cole, I think probably justice, because again, this is about taking down the guilty to protect the innocent from harm, because he has harmed people a lot through his using his power to manipulate them. So I think justice fits the best. Otherwise, I would say truth if we're trying to get something out of him, or if whether or not, because in this case we might just be trying to get a confession. Again, I'm not sure what the exact.
Yeah,
things are
it
going
would
on.
make a lot
we're
more
trying to
sense
punish
if
this
if
man.
I gave you a more if we were role playing through the scene. For
Yeah,
now,
I get that.
either of those would make sense. Just pick one.
I think justice
The little
works.
test.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm also going to go with justice. On the next step here for distinction, I'm going to try to see if I can apply effortlessly cool, because I am specifically going to play good cop in this situation. I want to try to...
So you're
I'm
choosing
not very
a
intimidated.
helpful. You're choosing a helpful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. A helpful
You know-
distinction.
In this theoretical case for this, I think I'm going to choose hinder and do persist in the face of adversity, and he's just basically berating and playing hard cop, just pushing all the wrong buttons and kind of getting him to kind of shut down and being persistent in the wrong way. So how's
Okay. Yeah, that works.
that? Relevant specialties.
So for this, you could take the psych approach, you could take the menace approach, or you could take the crime approach, depending on what you're trying to do.
Doing psych. I would do
I
it
think
psych.
he's-
Or the combat approach. No, that
Combat.
combat
No,
falls under menace. That would be like,
I'll leave
yeah.
that.
I
I'll leave
think-
that for taser.
I think Cole's going to do menace because again he's kind of berating them.
Yeah.
Berating. One.
Okay. So you're
Alright,
just going to add your relevant, which is a d6, right, to the roll?
And relevant power. No, not in this case. He's
I
not
would-
electrocuting him.
Yeah, I would say potentially my power could work, but I'm not going to use it based on how I described the goal. I am playing good cop in this, so like I don't care. Like I may already know what happened, but I need to get him to confess, and my power's not going to help with that. So,
Yeah.
do Do I have a
And
relevant asset? No.
I don't think we're doing.
Gun.
Gun.
Does your target have any
Uh,
stress?
Like, probably in this scenario, we'll say no just for the sake of it. I imagine.
Aha. Oh boy.
Oh no.
That's not a
Boy,
good
that
roll.
was a really bad roll on my part.
That was really bad on mine too.
You gained a PP though.
All right.
PP increase.
4, 6, and 6. Let's say.
Alright.
So sorry, I was just setting up a Killgrave roll.
So I'm definitely gonna keep the specialty dice as my roll dice, and then take the D10 as the effect, because that is a shitty roll for effect on the justice there.
Yeah. You both had really bad luck there, didn't
Yeah.
you? So
Yeah,
those
I think-
are opportunities that we'll not dive into right now. But safe to say you can't keep a 1. So you're both stuck with your totals being the combination of the other 2 dice, and your effect die is stuck at a D4. Because you can't opt to have anything higher. If you don't have more than 3 dice, or if you don't have 3 dice, you have to
That's
combine the
right,
2 as a
that's
total.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
you're right. I forgot about that.
So
That's
Mark,
right, because you have to total 2 of them, and then you choose an effect die.
yeah, you
That's
choose the
right.
effect. die.
Okay.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, that sucks.
Good.
That's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
Waits to talk to his lawyer. That's what Kilgrave's gonna do.
Oh, fucker.
Damn it.
He's focused on power. You know, this scene, he's like, I'm in control here. But he'll take hinder. I'm not sure what it would have been, but it would have just been like,
Overconfidence?
yeah, like overconfidence or likes to play with his food kind of thing, right? Like,
Mm.
so he'll take a D4 there, and then relevant specialty. He is a psych expert probably, so no power though, and no asset, and no stress.
Oh. Wait.
You got a 10 on the power.
It said it rolled 0d0. He didn't roll a 10, he rolled a 0.
Yeah, but it's a 10 because there's not a 0
Oh,
on the...
okay.
Yeah.
No, what? But on,
Yeah,
on my roll, it rolled a d10.
Oh, it,
Yeah.
yeah, actually,
It
like a-
rolled
looks-
0, a 0.
It did roll a 0. That's
I
strange.
wonder if the sheet's broken for that. I'm gonna try it again, just real quick.
Might
This is
want
a
to also
fun-
try
this is
power.
a
Yeah,
test.
I'm gonna try.
It's a good test.
He got an option 11 on a 10-sided dice.
Yeah, it looks like the
Yeah,
D10
no,
is
it's
broken. All right.
Is that just on power? Because it worked on mine, on justice.
Did it?
Yeah.
Check
'cause we
if-
both,
I'll check
we
if-
both rolled that.
Yeah,
Power might just be broken on the sheet.
try setting. Try rolling
Okay.
power. I'm gonna lower his power to a D10 or D8. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it's power specifically.
Yeah, power's just broken.
All right, that might be something I can fix. I feel like we're gonna have to for this. to work.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's cute.
Yeah.
Cute little.
Oh, it's good we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
Do you guys want to do me a favor while I'm testing this? Can you guys roll all the other things and make sure?
Yes.
Um,
Do you want to take the left side, Mark, and I'll take the right side?
Sure thing.
I will caveat that I totally cloned a sheet and then modified only the things that I thought were necessary to modify. But I didn't go through exhaustive testing. I ran about 10 to 20 tests. Apparently never used power though. So there is that.
That's how it do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
well,
good news so far. Truth, justice, and the American way.
someone did say in one of the other games that that was going to be their plan, actually.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah, a distinction called the American way. High truth.
Nice.
That's really fun.
That's good.
All right. Well, looks like power is the only one that's broken of those ones. Do
Yeah.
you want us to test the specialties as well?
Mine as well.
No,
yours
those
is really
ones,
quick.
those are fine because it's a.
Oh,
well,
right.
I guess you need to do
Right.
each of them because it doesn't
Yeah.
choose a value from it. Actually, that's the thing because it selects it as if it's the right value. It just doesn't.
The right opinion.
See if D12 specialty works. D12 works.
Yep. Seems like that's the only thing.
Teams.
The power is the only thing that's not functioning properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know why. Because there's two things labeled power.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we cut back in power, it broke it. Okay. So I
Yep.
might be able to fix this.
Yeah, because it's pulling from the wrong source. I think.
Pulling.
Because there's
from the
no
wrong
value. Yeah. Because there's no assigned value to the actual power on the sheet. That
All right.
isn't value.
Well, this will be a great zero session if nothing, nothing else.
It's great.
Um,
I'm having a good time. I'm having
No,
a
I'm
great time.
doing great. Yeah. This is bonus content.
right? Something like that. All right, let's see. Find all in current document. There are only 101 hits of power. So now all I got to do is sort through which ones
Fun!
are power and which ones. It should be easier than it sounds.
Welcome to the coding stream.
The coding stream.
What could I do to, let's see, what's a good way to distinguish this as a power versus power trait kind of thing?
You could say control
Oh,
instead of power for the I want to break free.
well, you could always have like call power as in the non-value superpower. No,
Superpower could work.
S power,
Mutant ability.
mutant ability.
Okay.
Oh, that's too wordy. I think
Mutant ability?
that kind of works.
I like superpower. I went with it. Let's see if I can fix this quickly.
Mm-hmm. You guys having a good night?
I'm having
Doing one out there?
DXG. I know. I mean, Jean might still be alive right now. We can't call her that. We can't call her the X Gene. That's not very nice, Quid. She's probably not though, given Jean's track record.
I'm pretty sure is she dead?
Right now, currently in comics, probably, maybe not.
I think she's dead. I don't know.
I think a version of her is dead, but then was
They
also
had
replaced
a
by-
clone. I remember
Yeah.
that. They had a clone.
They had a younger version, like a teenage
Yeah.
version that time traveled. That was around the time that Scott
Yeah,
flipped out.
God, they had a few of those.
Yeah.
CG.
yes, they did. They
How
can't
comic
keep
are
getting
weird.
away with this. They
Oh,
can't
God.
keep getting away with this.
Okay, so I'm gonna try. I just reloaded. I'm gonna try the change I made and see if I've made it worse or better
All right.
All right.
or the same. It works.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so both of you might need to refresh, and then why don't you both try that roll
Alright.
again?
Do, 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 do.
Power.
Got the power functioning.
Awesome. Okay. So, example aside, the way it would work is you tally up your 2 dice that you want for your total, and then you take one of your dice as the effect die. That's then compared against another, like the GM or the Doom pool. If there's a GM NPC, then it's an actual roll. If it's the Doom pool, it's about how far the Doom pool is set right now. So we're going to be starting with a Doom pool of D8 at the beginning of this game. I'm gonna
Oh.
go ahead and add that.
Where's Victor?
Right?
Victor.
Doom.
Victor Von Doom?
Doom pool.
He just got finished fighting Luke Cage for $200.
Yeah. God, yep.
Where is Victor Von Doom?
All right. Doom pool is set at D8. All right. So we can begin if you'd like. If the two of
I'm
you feel ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's maybe go over the two characters real quick. We can do like a little bit of an intro scene. We'll start with Cole showing up first. This is taking place in New York City, where you're based out of. You report back to Genosha, to the house of Magnus. That is who you take your orders from, usually through a chain of command. Today's a little different. You've been called fairly short notice. What is Cole's life normally like? Like, the way you thought of this character, did you think of him as someone who maybe was a down and out type of character? What are his traumas?
Yeah. Well, I think for him, it's probably the big thing I had for him is like he's always been kind of the person in his younger life of being like, oh, you got such like a cool mutant power. It's like, you know, kind of the strange electro kind of thing. But like at some point during like that period, he accidentally used too much and like almost completely destroyed himself using it. So it's almost like he has a bit of a fear of his own ability, of using it too much to kind of destroy himself again. So I think he's kind of a little bit of down and out. I kind of imagine him living in a small apartment, just kind of by himself all the time.
And is that a choice? Is that like something he looks proudly of himself, or is he someone that would desire for the family, but he just could never was too married to his work, so he missed all those golden opportunities?
I think that's very much it. Like, he's kind of looking back at a lot of the things he's done, like previous relationships as like part, and he's kind of like, you know, wish I could have done a little bit more. Keep that going. But there's also like you know, his work is too important to him. You know, he can't just give it up. There's kind of that need to keep doing it, overtaking that kind of desire for him.
Okay. So Cole tonight is going to be a little different. Cole has a partner that he's married to. Woman, man, or rather, what is the what is the gender of your of your partner?
It's a good question. You know what? Let's roll dice. Even male, odds female. Male.
Okay.
So he has a husband, I imagine.
Yeah. And this husband is fully supportive of Cole's entire like job, like Cole being married to his job. He takes no offense to that whatsoever. And yeah, I knew we'd be called on the non-binary stuff. Sorry there, folks.
Oh, all right.
First with my comment, then with your even and odd dice roll. So he is busy with his own job. He has his own circumstances. It's very much the two of you make time for each other when it makes sense to, and otherwise you live a very, very busy life. So
Cool.
So you got called out of bed early. You were supposed to be on vacation. This sounds like it's kind of a top-down order. You're supposed to meet with someone down at your headquarters. You weren't given a specific name, which is weird. Normally there's a lot more detail provided. You're not given much of anything this time through.
All right, cool.
We'll cut to Kenji. What is Kenji's, like, how did you envision Kenji normally?
I envision Kenji normally as kind of a guy who spends a lot of time with the fringes of society, you know? I'd like him to have a kind of an office that is just kind of him and maybe like a receptionist, and he offers out, you know, to he's basically doing like ethical loan sharking, if there's such a thing, or as close to it as possible, where he offers people exorbitant amounts of money to take care of serious life issues, but he tries to do it in a way that is extremely moral, and he doesn't care about making a profit. You know? At best, he wants to break even.
Okay, gotcha. But for Kenji what about his personal life and his key motivators? Like, what are the things that he would have preferred to go well for him that haven't?
Well, he's got a very tense relationship with his family. His parentage are very successful business people over east, and they've, you know, for various reasons, be it mutant powers or just general, you know, ideologies about politics or money, it's always been a very antagonistic relationship, and that's something that I think is a massive regret in his life, is just the disconnect that's there. Huge falling out kind of things.
Perfect.
And I don't think he has anybody in his life that, you know, he can call really close, but I think he's also kind of comfortable with that right now.
All right, that works. So what we're gonna do for Kenji in this space, so Kenji's family back in Japan, that falling out did happen. You did go west, but when you landed this job under the House of Magnus, it was such a prestigious thing that your family basically sought you out. Your father sought you out and made amends, and you're back in, like, your family is fully supportive of Kenji, fully to a complete level. Your mom's calling you again on a regular basis. Like, you couldn't be happier.
Great, fun. That's great. I'm happy. I am happy about that.
Yeah.
And also, of course, they now that I'm fucking cop, they're like, ooh, he's good now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very
I might have some
prestigious.
resentments. I'm
member
happy,
of-
but I'm happy, but I might have some resentments.
Yeah, that's fair. Not everything can be completely perfect. So, and that little disconnect might twinge on you. Like you're not sure why that doesn't bother you more than it does, but it doesn't. You seem
No.
okay with
Yeah.
it. You've restored your honor from your family's perspective. All right, so we're going to have the two of you arrive together at this point. You kind of have like picture like a police precinct, but a little more fancy. And the two of you arrive. It's quiet, right? It's like a Sunday. There's very minimal staff in. For this first scene, you've already entered the building. No one seems to know anything about why you're being called in, but they wouldn't normally anyways. But anyone you talked to on the way in didn't seem to understand why. And you're kind of in your shared office space. So this is an office that you share with a few other members of X Factor.
I see.
It's just the two of you now.
Kenji's kind of leaning back with his feet up on the desk, and he's doing coin tricks with one of his, in one of his hands, just kind of passing the time. He doesn't seem super enthusiastic about making conversation.
Cole himself walks in, probably sitting at his desk, which I imagine is probably like,
Probably right across from each other.
yeah, like right
Yeah.
across, like they can kind of look over to each other. And he sits down, feet firmly planted onto the ground, kind of looks up towards Kenji with a slight nod.
Hello, Cole. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Kenji.
I trust you slept well.
Best as I can these nights.
Sure. Well, I suppose you need your beauty rest, after all. Busy days, busy nights, that sort of thing.
Yes, well, it's because I'm doing the paperwork for the both of us.
Oh, that almost sounded like you took issue with that. I thought you liked that arrangement. After all, I bag the cases, you do the paperwork, I relax. You get to keep working. I know how much you like it.
Right. In either case, do you know why we've been called in?
Mm-mm. Everyone's been pretty quiet about it the last few hours. Seems like there's quite a gathering here. Whatever it must be big.
Indeed.
So at this point, you hear a door open nearby. In enters another member of X Factor, a younger member, James Madrix, aka, for those that would like to draw from the Marvel lore, this is Multiple Man.
I love him. I love him so much.
It's just one of them right now. Comes in.
Oh.
No sign of any dupes kicking around. Hey guys. He's got a apple in his hand. He's crunching it. Any clue what's going on?
Oh, not particularly. Though everybody does seem to be rather nervous today.
Indeed. Other than that, nothing really at all. It's quite strange.
Yeah, I would say so. I wasn't really planning on coming in today, but normally when they do call us in, we hear something, anything.
Isn't it actually the easiest for you to come in, given your arrangement?
Yeah, but we don't always have to bring that up, right? Like, they don't know everything about how that works, right? Look, I'm sure somewhere I'm enjoying a nice vacation on the beach, but I'm not right now, so that's a problem. I have a plane ticket booked. It was gonna be nice.
You going out? Where are you going?
Well, I thought maybe I'd take a trip to Tahiti.
I hear it's lovely there right now.
Right?
Definitely not bad this time of year.
So at this point, the door opens up again. Another figure enters. This is not someone that you've ever actually met in person, but you know them simply by their looks. In enters Mystique. Mystique is the second in command of a group known as the X-Force. They are the equivalent of special ops for the House of Magnus. Oftentimes, when your investigatory ends lead to something violent, the X-Force would come in to clean it up.
Interesting. Kenji will just kind of like lightly tap Cole on the shoulder and like gesture like, "Hey, look."
I didn't expect someone like her to be. Something really must be going down.
Something's big. It doesn't sit right with me.
No, me either.
You know as well, the two of you would also know that typically it's very rare to see X-Force in this office or anywhere around you guys. You've heard a bit about the head of the X-Force, the one they call the Wolverine. He's a bit of a public figure, public as much as his renown is. Not someone that gets in front of a camera. You know, he's not public like Peter Parker, the famous hero.
The famous mutant.
Yeah.
Famous hero. Savior of New York City.
Savior of New York City,
Yeah.
of course.
So at this point, Mystique looks to the three of you and says, "Well, this will have to do. Gentlemen, we have orders from the House of Magnus."
Oh, well. If we have orders, then we aim to please. What can we do for you?
Of course. We all are in service to the House of Magnus.
She nods. And at that point, like, James just kind of nods, but he kind of slinks in behind the two of you, almost in an intimidated fashion. He's kind of peering over Cole's shoulder, keeping his distance. She takes out a manila envelope and throws it out on the table. And as it slides out on the table, the dossier opens basically and slides out, and you see a picture of someone who is most certainly the figure, the man they call the Wolverine, the head of X-Force, James Howlett. And Mystique says, "We have a traitor to apprehend."
So it would seem.
Truly.
What makes, not to object, of course, but what makes you think that the three of us are the best for that kind of job? Howlett is well known for being a rather capable soldier, is he not?
He's the best he is at what he does. And sometimes what he does isn't very nice.
So I've heard.
Is there a big reason why we are to believe that he has turned traitor? From all that I've heard, he's always been very loyal to the House of Magnus.
His turn is rather recent. He was involved in an investigation alongside me. Something they didn't think that X Factor would be best fit for its likelihood to turn violent. Have you heard of the fugitive, Luke Cage?
Have we?
Why don't you both test crime? Why
That's
don't
our
we
first
do it?
roll.
Why don't we do a roll? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's roll crime.
All right.
Roll for crime. Needs
So
to multiple.
it could be justice. It could be truth.
Say power for me.
Could
And
be
the
love.
reason why I'm
Just
the
kidding.
reason why I'm gonna say power is just because I think Kenji has, based on how he conducts himself, a lot of connections that he just kind of plays around with. If he was likely, like, you know, he has to deal with unsavory types a lot just for his own fun, you know.
Mhm.
I think for Cole, I might actually go duty, as to kind of leverage the fact that he keeps files on anyone that's of importance, priority targets, things like that. And I imagine he might just have a file on Luke Cage.
Okay. I like that.
I am also gonna say that my pretty good to be in is gonna hinder me in this situation.
I am gonna say my hell of a detective is actually gonna help me in this situation, because he's very good at collecting information. So he's probably collected different files he's found, probably also reports, maybe some newspapers of different things about this priority target.
I only rolled 2 dice, so is that right?
No,
No, that was
no,
that's-
you should roll crime. Did you not roll?
I thought I rolled crime. I tried to roll
You did.
crime.
Yep. Specialty.
Yeah, add relevant specialty.
Oh, I was looking at a different roll. Okay, that's why. There we
Ah.
go. Okay. I will take. Ooh. I will take the 5 and the 4, and then I'll take
Jesus.
the and then I'll take the D8 as the D8 4 as my effect.
The D8 is your effect.
Yes, please. The D8 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I will take the 5 and the 8. However, I rolled the 1 on the help.
So you have a D4 effect.
D4. Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Nelly.
The dice are against you with that 2d8. So that is what, 11. Does that tie you, Liam?
No, I have a 9.
Nine.
Is my number.
Wait, I'm not doing math right. Okay, yeah, I did. So 11.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
but Mark does have info on him. So Mark does succeed with a
Mhm.
D4 effect, right?
Correct.
And you succeed with, what did you roll total? 13? Yeah. So if you're 5 or more over, then your effect steps up by 1, just for future rolls.
Yeah.
So you do have a folder. Do you want to like allude to it or pull it out
Yeah.
or anything like that?
I think Cole would kind of stop for a moment and like open up a filing cabinet he has, quick that one, says Luke Cage, and goes, "Yes, I thought I might have had a file on him."
She looks at you and looks impressed for a moment. Huh. Interesting.
And then he'd open it up. But I imagine with only a D4, it's probably not a lot of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you keep files on everybody? I didn't think your filing cabinet was that big.
Just the important ones. I have a bigger
Oh.
filing cabinet at home first.
Oh, just the important ones.
Kind of sifts through and goes, very dangerous criminal from what I've managed to scrounge together, but also not that much. He closes it. puts it down on
Yes,
the table.
he leads the resistance actually against, the House of Magnus. He's located right here in New York City. His powers are, they make it difficult to bring him down. That's why X-Force was tasked to eliminate the threat. I'm not sure what happened. James went out with the rest of X-Force. I had a different mission at the time. he never came back. But he was seen 3 days later. And she pulls out a photo. There's a picture of him. It looks like a night photo, and it's zoomed in, and you can see Luke Cage and what looks like could be Luke Cage and what looks like could be the Wolverine. Neither costumed, obviously. Both in almost like clandestine. You know, they got toques on with like, you know, the black get up, right?
Sunglasses and hats, baseball caps.
Yeah, 100%.
Love it.
We believe with this drone footage we've located them and we're able to bring them in. But we need to be certain that this is where they are.
All right.
So, allow me to clarify. Are you looking for us to apprehend or simply confirm?
I would like you to confirm and neutralize if necessary. But I'm going to be honest with you two. James is very dangerous, and so is Luke. And I'm not entirely sure that it's just the two of them working together. I think that it would be wise to, well, if you want to live, to be careful. And if you engage with James, the James I know would have been careful. But whatever's changed him, I think he's a bit of a loose cannon, to be honest.
So it would seem. And he turns to multiple man. He kind of nods and he goes, "You coming too, Maddox? Madrox? Madrox?"
Yeah. James nods. Yeah, I guess. I mean, do you need me? And she nods. I think 3 men or more, and she kind of looks to James, might be necessary for this. He's like, got it. And with that, all of a sudden there's 3, James and two dupes standing side by side.
Oh, I keep telling you don't do that right in front of me. It freaks me out every time. Like, at least tell me to look away or something.
Right.
It feels too personal.
I'll keep that in mind for next time, my friend. Sorry about that, Kenji.
He just kind of leans back. Like, he clearly does not actually care that much, but like...
The one on the right looks to the one in the middle and grabs him on the shoulder and says, "Oh, have you been working out?" And he's like, "Yeah, sometimes, you know." It's like, oh, there's just that groan coming from Mystique at this point. Which is like,
yeah, Kenji too.
Yeah.
James, please control yourself.
Yourselves, he says back with a smile. Mystique says, "I'll have operatives nearby. We'll keep close. Once a confirmation is made, we'll come in."
Very well.
Sounds easy.
Let's hope that's the case. With that, she turns and nods your way and says, "Gentlemen." And with that, she quickly turns around and begins to saunter out.
James Howlett.
Huh. That's not good.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Our luck's held out before. I'm sure it'll hold out today too. Though...
Not necessarily against the Wolverine.
I just can't help but wonder why we seem to be the only ones available to do this. Or the optimal ones to do this.
I would imagine this is something the House of Magnus does not want to get out. No need in inciting the rebels into thinking one of the strongest agents has turned to their side.
Then why approach us at all? I mean, X Factor is, don't get me wrong, a lovely organization, but it's not exactly as close to the chest as they could be playing this.
We are pretty clandestine, though. Perhaps that is why they are limiting it to us three. Or us.
Yeah,
5 at this point.
and just yeah, that's all three. James Madrix smile at that. But just a note too. So the X Factor that the two of you are a part of here are effectively the secret police of X Factor investigations, or sorry, of House of Magnus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not totally unreasonable, but like I think the point that Kenji is trying to make is like, you know,
Yeah.
I am surprised that it's not a House of Magnus somebody,
Operative.
going after.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and he kind of sits up and stretches and then kind of rolls his neck and goes, I suppose we should get moving. The longer we wait, the more of a chance we have of Howlett disappearing into the night.
True enough. I would probably think it best we track down the target and, well, alert them as soon as possible.
Of course.
X-Force.
We wouldn't want the Wolverine to be rummaging through trash and running around in the cover of night. That is a Wolverine, right? I'm thinking of the right.
In either case, do not underestimate him. From what I hear, he is a frightening combatant. And frankly, as far as most say, nigh unstoppable.
Then we better hope we're not the ones who have to try to stop him then. And he just
Indeed.
kind of grabs his coat and starts heading for the door.
All right. So the three of you have coordinates, or the five of you. What do you want to do? So this is judging by the photos, it's very clearly a warehouse in Brooklyn.
Oh,
It's kind of
close then.
Yeah, it has so it's towards the north end of Brooklyn, which is maybe 30-minute drive. It's got like a whole block to itself. It's got minimal security, like it's got walls with barbed wire,
Right.
that kind of thing. Probably be
Okay.
considered high security, but to you guys, that's minimal. Like, you're not going into a House of M base or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenji's kind of wearing like a very nice, like comfortable and well-tailored trench coat with like one of those cool like rich person scarf kind of things. And he kind of, as he makes his way up to the fence, he kind of reaches out and touches it. Oh, not electrified. I suppose if he wanted to hide in plain sight.
There are better ways to test for an electric fence, right?
Oh, well, I wouldn't want you to have to short out the entire block, so... Besides, Madrix hasn't forgiven me for the last time I used him as a guinea pig on such things.
Yeah, we don't really like that. I can help it.
That's why I'm not doing it this time.
All right, men. What's the plan? Madrix just starts inherently, like, multiple man just starts climbing like lemmings up onto each other's shoulders.
Well, I say our greatest advantage right now is the element of surprise. If he makes us for X Factor, then it's likely that things are going to get complicated fast for us. So as much as I like having you around, Madrix, it's probably best if you keep your eyes at a distance. Get as much coverage as you can, but don't show your ability too clearly.
Oh, all right. So at that point, they were looking like they were building like a human ladder up each other for the wall, and At this point, they jump down. They're like, all right. They're kind of speaking in unison. Well, and they kind of all start pointing in different directions. I'll go that way. No, I was gonna go that way, and they start kind of arguing, like bickering a little bit.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. Do you concur, Cole? Do you have any suggestions?
I think it's best we stay undetected as much as possible. Even if they do not know our affiliation, I'm sure they'll find it suspicious of people simply wandering around this area.
Fun. What a fun day. And he kind of tries to like search the outside of the fence, see if there's any place that's been cut or that they can get through without having to climb it super obviously. Is it daytime, nighttime?
It is evening. Well, no, it would daytime actually. We described it as being called in from the morning, so it's it's like morning, so bright out.
Right, perfect. Let's see if I can find a good spot for us to get in here.
Okay. You both can do this if you want. Crime or covert would probably make the most sense. Covert would represent some kind of method of maybe scaling the wall or finding another way around, where crime might be like cutting the fence, that kind of thing. So.
Are you gonna roll a sweep over?
You both can.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll to sneak around it. So.
Yeah, I think Cole will be doing the same roll. Or trying not to create a evidence that they were here.
I'm gonna go with glory here because I think Kenji gets a little competitive with Cole here about who does what.
Okay.
What should I do? You know what? I think I'm also going to do glory as like a little bit of a compliment back.
Yeah.
So, that'd be fun.
Ah, shit. All right, that is a 11 with a